Hello, welcome to Latte Firm for a quick reaction video on today's statement win over Premier League champions Manchester City. What a day. What a day of joy, euphoria, relief, tension as well at times. I'm exhausted. I am exhausted, but I wanted to do this video because there's so much to talk about and it feels great. It feels so good to beat this lot. 12 Premier League defeats in a row against Manchester City. And it was important to come out the Emirates today and get the 3 points. And the 3 points is what we got in the end. Now, if you're tuning in for the first time, please do like the video. It's greatly appreciated. And of course, subscribe. We are on our way to 30,000 subscribers. And get involved in the chat. I'll respond to each and every one of you like I normally do. No place to start other than the team news. And I think all week, it's fair to say, Arsenal fans were expecting Bukayo Saka to shake off the injury that he had in Lens. Gabriel Martinelli was training secretly with the guys, and there was an outside chance that he'd make the team. Thomas Partey, of course, on the bench at Lens. We were all expecting a really strong starting 11, but the team was leaked as this: David Raya in goal, Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Declan Rice in midfield alongside Jorginho and Erdegaard, with Jesus out on the right-hand side, Eddie Nketiah up top, and Leo Trossard on the left, which meant, of course, no Martinelli, no Saka, no Partey in that starting 11. And I have to be honest with you guys, I was having a pre-match meal with Yembele, many of you will know from the late night lattes, and it's fair to say that our mood was so flat. I was so deflated by the team news because I wanted so desperately for Saka to play, for Martinelli to play, for Rice and Partey to be in midfield, and I just felt really sort of deflated knowing that they weren't there. And I thought to myself, even though Manchester City were without De Bruyne and Rodri, they're such a good team. They've got such a good squad. And I feared the worst. You know, I can't deny that. I was walking to the ground. I knew it was a big game of enormous magnitude against this lot, the current Premier League champions, 5 wins in 6 years, treble winners. And I just felt so frustrated that we've had so many fixtures against this team and we've just not been able to cobble together a strong 11. We've always got one or two players out, and I just let it get the better of me. And of course, we went into the game, and I've got to say, I thought the game was like a game of chess. You know, two top teams going at it toe to toe. My nerves took a wobble first 5-10 minutes. I thought City were putting a bit of pressure on us. Had that corner, chance cleared off the line. Nathan Ake blazing over the bar from very close range. Then we began to sort of grow into the game. We couldn't really lay a finger. Both teams quite cautious. The XG for Manchester City in total today 0.6, XG for Arsenal 0.5. Really shows you how close it was. And actually, if you look at the match stats in terms of shots, Manchester City reduced to 4 shots, the lowest since 2010. Only one of those shots on target. And actually, when you sort of sit back and reflect, you kind of think, actually, yeah, we were comfortable. We controlled the game. We were dominant. We suffocated City. We just didn't give them anything. Couple of rash moments. David Raya's performance in the first half, just a little unsure with his kicking, his distribution. Obviously hounded down by Julio Alvarez, and maybe on a different day that ball goes into the back of the net, and you know you've got your head in your hands. But yeah, I think Mikel Arteta came out after the game very nobly, sort of protecting David Raya, saying, "Look, it was me. I was the one who told him to delay the ball, keep it at his feet." But I thought he looked a bit jittery, and maybe after the international break, we'll see Aaron Ramsdale come back in. The back four, fabulous. Zinchenko playing really well for that sort of first 60, 70 minutes. Saliba, who I'll talk about separately. Gabriel, another colossal performance from the main man. And Ben White just goes about his business every week so wonderfully. Midfield-wise, Jorginho picked up an early booking. And of course, at that point, you're thinking, he's going to do something silly, or the ref's going to just give a decision, and maybe we'll play the game out with 10 men. But I thought on the ball, Jorginho was class. Really class, playing like the quarterback, distributing the ball, spreading it around like butter on hot bread. Played really well, Jorginho. And Declan Rice, I mean, look, week after week, we're running out of superlatives for this guy. He has elevated our game, and we're only 8 games into Declan Rice's career at Arsenal, but already we can see he's such a key component. Trossard, of course, went off injured at half-time, which, of course, brought the main man, the goal scorer, the winner on Gabby Martinelli. and we'll talk about his finish in a moment. But Leo Trossard picking up an injury, I think reportedly a hamstring injury. Hopefully, the international break will see him get fit. Jesus, I wasn't familiar with your game on the right-hand side, both in and out of possession, winning balls, keeping the ball like glue. Just colossal, so strong, intense on the press. Brilliant performance by Gabriel Jesus. And listen, we still missed Bukayo Saka. There's not many players in the world that can do what Bukayo Saka is doing, but Jesus played really well today. And Eddie, worked hard. There was a sliding tackle in that first half, which got everyone off their feet, or everyone on their feet, sorry. It's little moments like that get the juices flowing, I guess, and it was needed. Tough day out for Eddie. Subs-wise, Ramsdale obviously in for goalkeeper. Tomiyasu, Kivior, Partey, Smith Rowe, Vieira, Nelson, Martinelli, Havertz. And it was the subs that changed the game, actually. We'll talk about Mikel Arteta's masterclass towards the end, but of course, as you can see, courtesy of Arsenal.com, 1-0 winners today against Manchester City. I want to start by talking about the defensive pairing. I've said on this channel a few times that I'm lucky that I've seen Arsenal for years and years, and I've seen lots of young players burst onto the scene. Anelka, Cesc, Jack, even going back into the olden days, like Tony Adams in his heyday when he came through. I'm so lucky that I've seen so many awesome youngsters over the years, but William Saliba, I think, is special. And what this boy is doing on the biggest stage at his age, I've said it before, he's phenomenal. The younger amongst us will use the word generational, and he's that. He is him. He's so good. Everything we do from the back stems from him. He's calm, he's composed, he's a sophisticated and finessed centre-back, strong, aura, presence, unplayable. Look at the stats courtesy of now_Arsenal. Won 100% of his ground duels, 97% passing accuracy, and won all of his aerial duels. And he's come up against a guy who scored more than 50 goals in all competitions last season. Erling Haaland is a beast of a centre-forward, and he kept him quiet, William Saliba, today. And his partner, Gabriel, just another performance like he always does. The unsung hero, the sort of rugged, rusty centre-back alongside the Rolls-Royce. But together they make such an amazing partnership. These two have to stay fit for the duration of the season if we're to have any chance of winning the league. And of course, we all know what happened when William picked up his injury towards the back end of last season. But Saliba today, imperious, absolutely phenomenal. Unbelievable performance. In fact, I'm going to watch the game again just to admire the centre-back performance from Saliba today. Bravo, my friend. Bravo. It was, of course, Gabriel Martinelli who had to come off the bench and scored the winner in the 86th minute. And actually 12 years ago to this, 11 years ago, I don't even know what the stat is anymore, but I saw something on Twitter. But there's the picture. Mikel Arteta scored in this fixture at that late stage. And Gabriel Martinelli, just a few years later, scoring the winner again. At halftime, I wasn't expecting Arteta to make the change. I think his hand was forced by Leo Trossard's injury. But Martinelli brought a directness, pace, energy on the flanks. We started with Trossard on one side and Jesus on the other, and we just missed that. We didn't have players hugging the touchline and spreading the play and opening up spaces in the middle. We didn't have any pace to run in behind, and Martinelli came on and changed that immediately. And listen, Kyle Walker's no slouch. He's no mug. He's a top right back. But Martinelli, that 45 minutes really changed everything. And of course, he got the winner. And if you look at the replays, obviously in the ground, it took a horrible deflection. I have no idea if the ball was even going on target. Came off Aki's face, of all places, and sort of nestled in the net. And then euphoria. Pandemonium in that North Bank. I lost my phone in the celebrations. I was upside down, inside out, row 1, row 10 at some point. Yembele found my phone eventually and returned it to me, and I'm thankful to say it's working, but just incredible scenes at the Emirates. And to get it in the 86th minute, so late in the game, is so much better than, scoring after the first 5 minutes and seeing the game out. To score so late in such a game of such enormous magnitude, like I say, and then to hold on and the final whistle, the relief, the joy, all the emotions, like just unreal, just a glorious day out. And the Emirates Stadium was bouncing. bouncing towards the end. The game, of course, was set up as, the big two and Arsenal, Manchester City, even though Manchester City have had they've become a nemesis of sorts. 12 Premier League wins against Arsenal in the last 12 fixtures. And I said at the start of this feature that it's so frustrating when you go to Man City or you play them and you just don't have your first 11. And of course, you can see that Saka's in the picture, but he wasn't playing. But Mikel has played today to perfection. And here's why. There's been a lot of talk recently about games changing in dynamic. You've got starters, so the people that start the game and play for your club. And then you're going to have finishers with all the number of subs that you can make. And Mikel waited for Pep to make that first move. John Stones came on, Jeremy Doku came on. I forget who it was, the other third substitute for City, but it's like Arteta sort of waited, and then we made our three: Tomiyasu, Havertz, and Partey. And Partey coming on, he does what he does best. Octopus, wonderful player. The way he's so press resistant and just gets the ball out of his feet. Immediate upgrade to Jorginho. Kai Havertz brought presence up top. He came on, replaced Eddie Nketiah, comes on and plays really well, and actually had a really good cameo role today, Kai, and of course got the assist. Actually, the ball was played from Partey. Tomiyasu nodded it across. Kai Havertz brought it down, and then he laid it off to Martinelli, who of course scored. So 4 substitutes with a touch each in the goal. And Kai Havertz will take a lot from that because I know we gave him a sort of charitable penalty, but he got the assist today. He'll be feeling absolutely awesome tonight. And the subs were just so perfect, so measured, so calculated by Mikel that I think he's played today's game of chess to a T, to perfection. And he deserves all the credit. He's now beaten every Premier League team in the table in his short time at Arsenal. He's got this monkey off his back. It means a great deal to him and to the young boys that we have in the squad. I mean, when we beat Manchester City in the Community Shield at Wembley just a few weeks ago on penalties, we were mocked. It's not a serious game. It's just a pre-season friendly. It doesn't really count. What are Arsenal going to do when it comes to a proper game against Manchester City? Will they crumble? Will they deliver? Well, now we know. Now we know. Put the word out. Arsenal are back. Until next time. Bye for now.